There is a type of person who never has to beg for respect. They never chase, never explain themselves, and never end up carrying someone else's weight. People who try to use them sense it immediately. Something is different. Something is off limits. This is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming someone who simply cannot be manipulated, exploited, or drained. By the end of this, you will understand exactly how people identify who they can use and how you stop being that person forever. Here is the truth most people never admit. You are not being used because you are too kind. You are being used because you are too readable. Readable people are easy targets. Today, that changes. Before you can protect yourself, you need to understand how they find you. It is not random. It is a process. Manipulators are not geniuses. They are opportunists. They scan for the path of least resistance. And that path always leads to the same type of person. Someone who needs to be liked. The first signal they look for is approval-seeking behavior. Watch how someone reacts when they are disagreed with. Do they immediately soften? Do they backtrack? That flinch tells a predator everything. This person cannot hold a position under pressure. They can be pushed. The second signal is over-explaining. People who feel guilty for having limits will always justify their no. Every excuse is an opening. When someone genuinely powerful says no, they do not follow it with 3 paragraphs. They just say no. The explanation is the weakness. The third signal is inconsistency. A person who sets a limit and immediately breaks it under pressure is advertising that their boundaries are decorative. Manipulators test early. They make a small, unreasonable request. Your response to that first test is the data they build everything on. If you comply when you should not, you have told them your limits are negotiable. And negotiable limits will be negotiated every single time. The fourth signal is constant availability. Someone who answers instantly, drops everything, always warm, always giving. That tells a user, this person has no competing priorities. I am their priority, and that person can be relied upon to absorb cost. The fifth signal is visible need. The need to be seen as good. The need to be appreciated. The need to be chosen. Manipulators are extraordinary at giving people that feeling. The warmth of being seen. The rush of being chosen. That feeling is the hook. Once they hand you that feeling, they begin to ration it. More becomes conditional on what you do for them. Less comes when you push back. That is the entire playbook. You are not unlucky for being targeted. You are readable. And the cure is not becoming cold. It is becoming grounded. There is a type of person users approach once, sense resistance in, and never try again. What is different about them? The first quality is that they do not need your approval to feel okay. Their internal state does not move based on whether you like them today. This is not arrogance. Arrogance still needs admiration. True groundedness does not need either. When your sense of self does not depend on someone else's opinion, you become useless to a manipulator. They have nothing to offer you that you actually need. The second quality is comfort with silence. Most manipulation works through pressure, silence, cold shoulder, withdrawal. The average person panics. They apologize for things they did not do. They chase. They fill the void. and filling that void is exactly what was being waited for. The person who cannot be used sits in silence and does nothing. They have been uncomfortable before. They can wait. Patience is not passive. In the context of power, patience is one of the most aggressive things you can do. You are refusing to flinch. That refusal breaks the technique. The third quality is that they do not explain decisions to people who did not earn that explanation. Every time you over-explain, you are asking for permission. You are saying, "Please agree that my reason is valid." You are outsourcing your authority. The person who cannot be used says, "I am not going to be able to do that." Not, "I cannot because this and that." Just, "I cannot do that." A manipulator needs somewhere to push. When there is no explanation, there is nothing to argue against. The sentence ends. There is no opening. The fourth quality is that they read behavior, not words. People tell you who they are through what they do, not what they claim. A manipulator will say all the right things: accountability, empathy, care. But their behavior under pressure tells a completely different truth. Someone who cannot be used has trained themselves to see that gap. They notice when what a person says and what they do are two different things, and they update accordingly. They do not give second chances to patterns. A one-time mistake is an anomaly. The same behavior repeated in different clothes is a pattern. The fifth quality is clarity about what they will and will not accept. Not rigid rules, just clarity. Most people allow things into their lives because they are not sure if refusing makes them unreasonable. That uncertainty is the crack manipulators live in. Someone with clarity does not have that crack. They meet a behavior and they respond immediately, not after 6 months of convincing themselves. The sixth quality is that they do not need every relationship to work out. The fear of losing someone is one of the most powerful weapons a manipulator carries. If you would rather endure being used than face being alone, you have handed that weapon over freely. The person who cannot be used has accepted loss as a normal part of life. They would rather have no relationship than one built on their own diminishment. Now, the practical level. Because knowing these qualities is one thing. Embodying them daily is something else entirely. The first shift is letting silence work for you. When someone makes a request you want to decline, do not respond immediately. Let the air hang. That pause says you are not afraid of tension. You are not performing urgency. You are thinking, not reacting. People who always respond instantly project anxiety. They are performing availability, and available people get used. The second shift is calibrating your reaction to the weight of the ask. Most exploitable people respond the same way to everything, reasonable or outrageous. The same apologetic tone every time. Let your reaction match what is being asked. A reasonable favor gets warmth. An unreasonable demand gets stillness. Nothing given away. That contrast alone signals this person notices when something is off. I should not push my luck here. The third shift is making your no final. Say it once. Do not repeat it. Do not soften it the second time. When someone keeps asking after you have already said no, let the silence respond. Repeating yourself frames your own limit as something open for debate. The fourth shift is stopping the habit of volunteering vulnerability. Many exploitable people overshare. Fears, insecurities, loneliness broadcast to anyone who will listen. Every piece of personal pain you broadcast is a potential lever. Keep your inner world for people who have proven they deserve access to it. The fifth shift is ending the performance of endless positivity. People who cannot show displeasure become easy to take advantage of. Their discomfort is invisible, so there is no signal. When something bothers you, let it register. Not explosively, just visibly. A slight cooling of the temperature. That map teaches people where they are not welcome. The sixth shift is being genuinely willing to lose the relationship, not performing it, actually having it. You cannot fake this. A manipulator feels when someone is bluffing their freedom. They know you need them. They will call that bluff every time. The only way to have real willingness is to build a life that is genuinely full. Interests, connections, a sense of self that exists outside of any single person. When your life is full, no one has the leverage of being irreplaceable. You can afford to lose them. They sense that, and it changes everything. Here is what nobody warns you about when you start changing. The people who are benefiting from your old patterns will not simply accept it. When you stop over-explaining, someone will call you cold. When you say no without apology, someone will say, "You have changed," as if that is the problem. When you stop chasing, someone will go silent and wait for you to crack. When you hold your limits, someone will manufacture a crisis to pull your availability back out. This is not a reason to stop. This is the proof that you were right. People who genuinely care about you do not need you to stay small. The friction is the sound of a dynamic being renegotiated. Some relationships survive it and become honest for the first time. Others do not. The ones that do not survive were always conditional. Conditional on your compliance, on your smallness. You did not lose a real relationship. You lost the appearance of one. And something else happens. You begin attracting a different kind of person. Grounded people. People with their own standards. People who respect your limits because they respect themselves. Relationships between two people who cannot be used are different, not transactional, not built on leverage, built on genuine, mutual respect. You will recognize it immediately, because for the first time in possibly a long time, a relationship will not feel like a negotiation you are losing. Your energy will stop leaking. You will stop waking up drained. You will feel, for the first time, like yourself. Now let us look at the manipulator directly, not as a villain, just clearly. Most manipulators are not evil. Most are deeply insecure people who learned that manipulation was the only reliable way to get what they needed. That does not excuse it, but it explains why they do not stop. Hatred keeps you reactive. Understanding keeps you protected. The manipulator needs your need. They cannot operate on someone who needs nothing from them. Your neediness is not a flaw. It is their resource. Remove the resource and the game ends. Not through confrontation, not through exposure, simply by becoming someone they cannot use. The environment no longer supports the behavior. That is the cleanest form of power. not winning the argument, not getting revenge, just quietly becoming someone they cannot reach. Becoming this person is not a destination. It is a daily practice. Choosing, in small moments and large ones, to honor what you actually believe over what keeps the peace. Peace bought through compliance is not peace, it is debt. You are paying for silence today with more cost tomorrow. Real peace comes from knowing you are honest, that your limits are real, that you will hold them even when it costs you something. You were never meant to be someone else's tool. The clarity and groundedness that protects you is not a hardening, it is a returning. It is becoming what you were before someone taught you to shrink. If this reached something in you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to go deeper into how power and psychology operate in silence, you know where to find the next one.